All right, so the mailman delivered tonight in some big moments here. I mean, you kept the team in the game to start down here, especially on the offensive side. 2 big shots there at the end. When you drove to the lane that last second there, what was going through your mind when the lane kind of opened up?
Honestly, it was just usually we go up for it and try to dump. He didn't react, so I just went up with it.
And for you tonight, talking about that team chemistry, you guys, a lot of moments kind of got tough there, and you guys stepped up as far as talking with this young team. How important is that chemistry, especially in games like this, knowing that when the pressure gets to the wall like that, you guys can hang in there?
Oh, it's super important. I mean, us as a team, we're so good together. I mean, we're a young team, so we get along really well. We get along well in practice. We get along well in games. We're friends with each other. It's the most important thing. And we have really good coaches around us.
So we're going to ask a question before Coach gets over here. We always talk about those halftime conversations. Things weren't quite going according to plan there in the first half, but then you guys come out in that second half. Did he go in the locker room quiet, or did he come in and just kind of give you guys what you're going to do when you go out here in the second half?
He came in quiet, relatively quiet, which was a surprise to me a little bit. Usually he gets at us. First thing he said when he came in was, guys, I can yell at you, I can tell you what to do, but eventually we have to figure out what we want to do as a team. And I feel like that was necessary. And the second half, we definitely figured out what we were doing.
And to play such a physical team and you guys to be physical right alongside them, now those kind of games where they were kind of that tough stretch like against Glenn and Jimtown, now starting to get a little bit of confidence. What's it like knowing you guys went pound for pound against a team that's a team of class up from you guys?
I mean, I think we did really well. Obviously, they had a player out, but even without him, they're a good, strong team. And we performed to our best that second half, which we got to pick up in the first half, but I think we did really well.
Well, the mailman delivered tonight. We'll let you go celebrate with your team. Good job tonight, Gage.
Thank you, sir.
When he's done over here. All right, Coach, so before the game started, I hinted the last two times you guys have played here, it went into overtime.
That's true.
And the third time is the charm. You guys win this one here. What's it like for these guys to come out here in the second half and really take over this game?
It was great. You know, the first half we were struggling. We were just not a lot of energy. You know, I don't know if it's because we played Thursday and this is our first Saturday night game. You know, we've been sick and battling the flu and battling illness, and plus it's I think the dog days of January right now where we're just getting through the season I think, and we're in that part of the season where it's rough, but we found a way to get through it. We came out with second half with a lot more energy, and that affects the way you shoot, affects every aspect of the game, and we move the ball better and knock down some shots. But defensively in the overtime, I thought I think we held them scoreless in the overtime. So that last stretch where Dante got that deflection right before into regulation, we defended pretty well. So nice for our kids to be able to grit out a close one at home.
And talk about the gritting out there in the close. And these guys tonight, when things kind of got rough there, they held their composure all game. And when the moment didn't get too big for this young team here tonight, what's it like to see a team that's not as mature handle a big moment like that?
It's huge. I mean, that's the growing process right there, and they handled it well. I told them before the game, this group's a really physical group. They're not like last year's team where super skilled, have 5 guys that can kill you, but they're just solid. They play defense. They're physical. They rebound well. They defend well. But it was huge for our guys to just, be able to grind out a win in a close game. A lot of those guys haven't been in this situation. I had some guys asking me some questions, at the end of the game, and I'm like, really? I forgot we haven't been here too often. So, but yeah, it was nice to see them execute and do some nice things down the stretch, and just proud of them.
And like you said, and then with this group being young, against some of these upper class teams, they kind of struggle just a little bit with some physicality and things like that. These guys are really starting to get stronger and play together as the season's starting to go on.
They are, and that's the thing I really like about this group is they keep getting better. They work hard. They have good attitudes. It's a long season. Basketball is a really long season, and I always tell the kids that. And you got to keep improving throughout, and these kids have, and that's what I like about them. They listen and they execute, and that the coach, North Judson's coach before the game, he kind of gave them a compliment too, and said they execute really well. They look like they're super coachable. They make the right reads. They do the right things, and they have been doing that. And they're going to make mistakes. We're going to go through some. There were some mistakes in the first half, and we're still working through them. I mean, we watched film this morning and talked about what we want in transition, what we want as in shot selection, moving the ball, and we still struggled with that tonight. And it's going to be a process, but they are learning. They are learning.
You got anything?
Yeah. So, going into that overtime, obviously you got the adrenaline, and you got all these players are super excited. What kind of things are you telling them to calm down or?
Definitely, just relax, just do what we do. I mean, you can't get the moment can't be too big for you, so just relax and execute. I thought our kids did a really nice job of that. Offensively, they executed some sets and made some big plays. Gage was able to knock down some huge shots there at the end, and we were able to get stops, and that's what it's about. It's just about executing on offense, getting stops on defense.
That's what I thought. Well, there you go.
And then one last one. So I asked Gage real quick because we Kenny and I were taking bets up here at the thing at the halftime. Did you walk in and talk to them right away, or were you quiet to get their attention before you walked in?
Are you talking about halftime?
Oh, halftime. I want to know. I want to know what the.
I was quiet. I was quiet. I already gave him the earful earlier in the year. I don't remember which game it was, but and I told him, obviously last time me yelling didn't help, so I'm not going to yell this time. So, you guys we got to change this. We got to, I did not yell. Well, may have raised my voice just a little bit.
We got you. You got to kind of go with that dad voice to let everybody kind of know, hey, we got to pay attention. So Triton wins here in overtime to secure their third conference victory, get the ninth win on the year. We're going to hang it up here from the Trojan Trench. Until next time, remember the Trojan way.